Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new to this channel, my name's Amelia and I am currently 11 weeks out of my first ever bikini competition. I'm vlogging weekly at the moment just to keep track, keep myself accountable, but also to let you guys know what I'm doing with my food, my exercise and just work and life in general. So I will just apologise that I am a couple of days behind in releasing this video. I have been hard at work last week and then also just doing a fair bit of workout, and then on the weekend I had the colour run, so I've just been preoccupied and didn't really get a chance to give you or share with you the content that I wanted to. So I thought it would be best to wait until I had enough time for that. We've also had some pretty exciting news which I will share with you in just a couple of minutes. Firstly, I'd just like to talk about my food and my diet this week, how it's going, and how I'm feeling overall with this comp prep. So as my weight hasn't really changed much this week, I'm sitting around 62.5 to 63 kilos. I did, I guess being a girl, overanalyze it a little bit and have a little bit of a freak out earlier on this week. I did message Ben, my dietitian, who reassured me that I'm still on track. I have had an average weight loss of about 500 grams a week, which is exactly what we were aiming for, but I guess I saw more of a weight loss at the beginning and a little less in the last couple of weeks. So that was a bit of a reminder from him that I needed. He's still hoping to keep my macros the same, but we're just going to change up the food that I'm eating. Hopefully incorporate a little bit more vegetables, and just keep my nutrient levels, micronutrient levels nice and high for the upcoming busy weeks to come. So while Ben was really reluctant to drop my macros any further, he did suggest that I do a little bit more cardio. So getting back into running a little bit more. I guess I was scared a little bit for fear of injuring myself in the lead up to the half marathon. I didn't really want to overcommit with the cardio. But yeah, I'm happy to give that a go this week and just up my cardio a little bit. I'm doing a couple of extra walks fasted in the morning with the dog, so I've had to schedule those into my plan, and then I'm just going to add a few, maybe 5 or 10 minutes extra onto the stairs machine after the workout. I am doing a few drop sets as well that I mentioned last week after I've done each set. And what else am I doing? And I'm also supersetting a little bit for my leg workouts, so doing some box jumps and more plyometric work in between each set, just to get my heart rate up a little bit and just burn a few extra calories while I'm working out. I feel really good doing this. It does obviously make the workout that little bit harder, but hopefully it pays off in the next few weeks and I start to feel and look at that little bit more lean coming into the final few months. When it comes to meal prep, one of the biggest things for me is time. So working the hours that I work, I'm here, there, everywhere, I've split between a few different clinics, and it's just really hard to find a couple of hours to myself where I can actually get the meal prep done. It's even harder to do this every day, so it really helps to be able to have some meals that I can freeze. So that's one thing that we'll be incorporating a little bit more. So keeping it simple, keeping it to the foods that are still fresh and healthy but are freezable as well, so that I can cook up about 2 or 3 weeks in advance if I need to, and then just take them from the freezer each day as required. I do make my breakfast in the morning fresh, and I often make my dinners fresh as well, but it's just those meals throughout the day that I just really struggle to keep up with. So it'll be interesting to see how the new plan goes, and I'll share that with you next week in the next video or the week after, just depending on when I do get that and how much time I have to give that a go. Coming into this prep, I wasn't expecting to gain too much strength by any means, but by the looks of things, I am getting a little bit stronger, so that's a really nice surprise. My goal was to just maintain the strength that I had, but it's nice to see that it's improving in the weight room as well. I guess my body weight to strength ratio is increasing even more than that, so that's really positive as well. And I guess it's evident in the increase in lean muscle mass that I've put on as well over the last 4 weeks. Energy-wise, I'm still fine. I'm not feeling like I'm in too much of a deficit. I'm sleeping quite well. I am getting a little bit nervous at times. And Mike does tend to grunt every now and then in his sleep. So apart from that, it's all going quite well. So I just got home from work, just walked in the door. It's 8:30 p.m. I did have a few late clients, and it has been pretty busy in the clinic this week, which is really nice. And I got home to the Squat Your Dog Challenge. So for those who haven't seen it, it's going pretty viral over Facebook and Instagram at the moment, whereby you squat your dog for as many reps as possible. Our dog is an Alaskan Malamute. For those who haven't met her, you should just flick back to the last video or the one before where you do see her. She's about 40 kilos, I'm about 60 kilos, so together we make 100. So Mike being Mike decided to squat the dog and his girlfriend. It made for some pretty fun videoing, but I did manage to get it. He did about 5 reps, nice and easy. Didn't even break a sweat, so check that out. It's on my Instagram, Amelia Rose Stewart 92. I'll also share it on my Facebook. Originally, my plan was for me to be squatting the dog and then for Mike to come in under and squat me up on his shoulders, but we decided that not only was the ceiling a little bit too low, but it was probably a little bit risky as well, so we gave that one a miss, kept it safe, but nonetheless 100 kilos of moving dog and girlfriend is a pretty hard challenge, and I think he did a good job. So over the weekend, like I mentioned before, I did the colour run. It was a lot of fun, and it's something that my friends and I have been wanting to do for, gosh, probably about 8 years or whenever it is that it first started up. So I had a couple of girlfriends come down from Brisbane and stay the night Saturday night, and then we headed on up to the Broadwater Parklands on Sunday to do the run. It was more of a walk than a run, but it was still lots of fun. So for those of you who aren't familiar with it, you essentially wear your white shirt, and at each kilometre or so you get bombarded with all of this chalk thrown all over you. Each different station has a different colour of chalk. And then you get to the end and you all get your own chalk and everything to put over yourself, but also to throw up into the air, and it just creates this huge cloud of colour, and there's some live music, DJs, and a whole lot of booths and everything around there as well. So it was really nice, and the amazing thing for me was just to see so many people out there exercising and having fun. So that was a really great experience. Next time to go, I'd probably look for some kids to take. So if anyone has any children that they need a babysitter for, I'd gladly accept. I probably wouldn't do it on my own. Paying about $70 to run 5 kilometres or walk 5 kilometres just doesn't really feel right for me. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe next year. I haven't really decided. My heart's still set on doing that Gold Coast Marathon again. And the more people I talk to, the more ideas of different runs around the country I'm getting. So I'm pretty excited to see where that can go. But for now, just focusing on the bikini comp prep, get that over and done with, and then I can set some new goals. This week we also got some really exciting news, or last week should I say. We have purchased a new business. So the 360 Degrees Holistic Health Centre is Pilates, Western medicine and physiotherapy clinic, and we've acquired that to be taken over, so that's really exciting. Mike is a little business entrepreneur. It's just amazing to see what he has done with Ace Health Centre over the last 3 or 4 years. It's just incredible how he's gone from one sole trader all the way up to owning a company, and last year he was nominated for the Gold Coast Entrepreneur of the Year award as well. So He's kicking goals, and I'm glad that I can be kicking them with him. I'm really excited to see how we go as both a couple and professionals with this new business. I'm going to be working there as a physiotherapist and Pilates instructor. And yeah, Mike, of course, will be a podiatrist. We've got a few other staff members as well. So we'll be offering a whole range of services from Pilates, physio, podiatry, massage, acupuncture, and I'm sure we'll add a whole lot more to the list. My interest being within mental health physiotherapy as well. I think that there's a little bit of a gap in the market for, so watch this space and I'll be telling you a little bit more about that as it unravels. So yeah, really exciting time, but it also means a whole lot more work and stress and everything for, well, mostly Mike. He's doing a whole lot of it, but yeah, for the both of us at the moment. So lots of forms to sign, lots of meetings, lots of people to talk to. But hopefully when it's all done and settled, yeah, and we get to rebrand and everything, it will all work out just fine. It was hard to say goodbye to Sonny last night. He's gone now. He was staying with us for a couple of months. He's now over seeing his girlfriend in Spain, so that will be nice for them. But we also can't wait for them to come back over here. Sonny is the marketing director for Ace Health Centre and also Mike's best friend, so it was just really nice to have him around the house. So yeah, we're really looking forward to having him back, hopefully for Christmas. So Sonny's Swiss, his girlfriend's Spanish, I'm Australian, and Michael's English, so that would be one very multicultural Christmas, I'm sure. We're really looking forward to it. So the plan for this week is working at the clinic tomorrow, then a couple of meetings tomorrow afternoon. Have to fit in a workout somewhere in there as well. I'm up at Headspace Thursday and then back at Ace Thursday afternoon. Try and fit in a workout somehow there as well. And then at Chevron on Friday. And then I'll be heading over to World Gym after that. So I originally thought that working out at home would be more motivating and a little less, I guess, intimidating. But I'm quickly finding that working out at the gym is a whole lot more motivating for me. I tend to put in a bit more effort when I've got other people around, and I know it sounds really shallow, but that's just how it is. I don't like to push myself too hard, and Mike's flagged that with me a few times. While on one side I love cardio and I love working up a sweat and I love working hard, when it comes to weights I just lack that confidence a little bit. So it's good to do it in the gym where I'm surrounded by healthy, fit people. And yeah, I've really overcome the fear that they're all staring at me laughing, because it's really not the case. It's a really positive and social and I guess invigorating environment to be in, which is great. Well, Gym have 3 different gyms here on the Gold Coast that I know of, so Ashmore, Southport and Burleigh. I typically like to head to not Southport, Surfers, sorry. I typically head to Surfers, Paradise or Burleigh, just depending on which clinic I'm working and how much time I have. So yeah, that's the plan for the rest of the week. Then this weekend we were meant to be heading up to Stradbroke Island to see my family, to go whale watching, to get some surfing in, and to catch up with some friends for Christmas in July. But given the new business takeover, I just feel like we might have a little bit too much work to do. We both work Saturdays, and then that only gives us one day off to get everything done. So I feel like there's just a forever to-do list at the moment, and we've just got to have to play catch up sometime soon. So Sunday might be the day for that. It's also a nice day to put the surfing on if it's still on, and just kick back and relax for an hour or so and just have some quality us time. Speaking of which, it's now 20 to 9 and I am really tired, yet to have dinner. Mike's watching the surfing without me, so I'm going to go and join him and get a little bit of work done, finish off my notes for the day and try and get a good night's sleep, because I'll be up nice and early taking the dog for a long walk for sunrise at the beach. So again, apologies that I'm a couple of days late, but I hope that this video has answered any questions that you do have. If you have any further questions, don't be afraid to comment below. Also, liking me on Instagram will just keep you updated through my story and my posts with what I'm up to, workout, food, and just socially. So it's Amelia Rose Stewart 92. And also check out Ben's Instagram. He's just got amazing recipes. He's just been working at the AIS, the Australian Institute of Sport, over the last week, so he's been doing lots and lots of cooking. He's not just a dietitian, he's a sports dietitian and also a chef. So he always comes up with just these incredibly tasting and super nutritious recipes. So I'm really glad to have him on my team. And I would really appreciate it if you could also follow Ace Health Centre on Instagram, or check out our website as well, acehealthcentre.com. If you do know anyone on the Gold Coast who's in need of physiotherapy, podiatry, massage, Pilates, anything at all, don't be afraid to send me a message and I'd happily pop them in for an initial consult with one of our therapists. We do aim to provide the best service here on the Gold Coast, so we'd be happy to help anyone who needs it. On that note, I hope you all have had a lovely weekend and a great start to the week. I can't wait to touch base with you next week, hopefully with some great news and some great progress. Enjoy the rest of your week.